Hello, today we're going to create a granny square. This is a very simple project. It's a single color granny square. It's going to be 4 rounds. The materials I'm going to use is a 8-ply acrylic yarn from Spotlight. I'm going to use a 4mm or G-size crochet hook and scissors, and then if to sew in your ends you need some kind of yarn needle or a finishing needle. Let's get started. So in order to start you need a slip knot. Slip knot, to form this, there's many ways you can do this, but the way I do it, I bring my tail over, I run my tail in front, I pull over the long end, I pull this over the top, and then I pull tight, and then you can slip your hook in there, pull down on the long end. Need it tight enough, but not so tight that it doesn't move. Okay, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see chaining, you're just bringing your yarn over the hook and pulling it through. Okay, so you could do 4 chain, even 6 chain, just depending on what works for you. Now we're going to make a ring, putting my hook into the initial chain, and I'm going to do a slip stitch. So put the yarn over and I'm going to pull through both loops on the hook, and we're going to form a little ring, and in that bit there we're going to be working into that center. So what we're going to be doing, where if you look here, the first round, working into the center hole, you are going to be doing 12 stitches, and they're going to be 3 stitches separated by a 2 chain space that forms the corner. These are double crochet, so I'm using US terms. If you're using UK terms, it's called a treble crochet. And let's get started. Now the first stitch in any row, to bring it up to the right height, is we chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That's going to act as our first double crochet. Now double crochet, you yarn over, you put your hook through the center, you pick up a loop, and then you're going to have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops, yarn through, pull through 2 of the loops. You can see I'm working over the yarn. That tail is going to go around the whole ring, and that means I won't have to sew that one in. I can just snip that off at the end. I'll show you how I do that. Let's do our second double crochet, which is our 3rd stitch. Yarn over, hook through the, pick up a loop. Once again, you've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's our first shell. We're going to chain 2, that forms our corner. We're going to repeat that again with 3 double crochet into the center. So yarn over, we're going to pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to do that 2 more times for that shell. Okay, so you can see we've done half of our first round, and the corner is starting to, square's starting to form. Okay, so we chain 2, the next corner, and we're going to do our 3rd shell, 3 double crochets again, talk while I do this one. We're just repeating. Okay, that's our third shell. Chain 2 for our corner space, and then one more shell of 3 double crochets. You can pause this at any time if you need to catch up. Okay. So you can see I've got my, what's starting to look like the cross. So this bit here, this is what we've just created, this cross thing in the middle. Now what we need to do, we need to chain 2 for our final corner, and then we're going to join at the top of the chain 3. So you're turning your work, you put your hook through, and you can see you've got the front and the back loop. You slip stitch through there, so you yarn over and you pull through both. Okay, now that will, and then you can pull this tail through, and the hole will close up. Okay, now we're going to do our second round. Now, as with the first round, we've got to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to be working into that corner space. So you're going to do 2 double crochet into that. Okay, so we're going to be working along the straightaway now. Now, on the straight, we have 1 chain space between each shell. So we're going to chain space. That's going to create our straight edge. We're going to go over here and we're going to do 2 shells because it's going to continue to form our corner. So we doing our double crochet, 3 double crochet, followed by chain 2, 1, 2, and then into the same space for the corner we're going to do another shell consisting of those 3 double crochet. And notice I've just turned my work, so it's going to help it stay a bit more square. We turn our work. Okay, so we've got our corner here. We've made our first corner, finished our first corner. We did start a corner over here, but I'll complete that when we come round. So we have a chain 1 space on the straight, and then we're going to go in here and we're going to repeat this same thing here with 2 shells with the chain 2 space in between. You can just watch me. Oh. And then chain 2 between in the corner. Three more double crochet. Chain 1 for straight away, and then we're going to go and do this corner. See, the square is forming nicely. We'll chain 2 because we're in the corner. Do our double crochet, shells of 3 of them. Form the shell. Okay, we're almost finished this row. We chain 1. What we're going to do, we're going to go in. So let me get this square here. This is the first row. We're going to go in and we're going to complete that. So we're going to do a shell of 3 double crochets. 2, 3, we're going to chain 2. We're going to join like we did before, doing the slip stitch. And pull through there. So what you can do, eventually what you'll probably need to do, the square will start to form, but notice by pulling out on the corners a little bit firmly. Okay, now we're going to do our 3rd row. Now this time we're going to be on the straight. We actually have chain 1 space. You can see each time you're going to get extra chain spaces in there on the straight. Okay, so let's chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do the first half of our first corner. Going to chain 1. We're going to do a single, a shell of the 3 double crochets in the straightaway. Going to chain 1, and then you're going to go into the corner. So I'll film that you see that. So create the corner, chain 2 in the corner, another shell into that same space. You probably noticed that that it is very repetitive. So after a while, it'll become second nature to you. And the 3rd, and then if you can look here, we've started our corner here. We've got a shell, got chain spaces between each of the shells, and then the corners we always have 2 chains. So I'm going to pause the video there and I'll meet you around just before we're going to finish this row. Okay, so we're almost finished the square. On the straightaway here, I've done my shell, but I need to do a chain, and then I'm going to finish off this corner that I started at the beginning. So I'm going to do my double crochets, and chain 2, and then I'm going to join. Okay, so you can see now on the straight edge, we've got 2 chain in each of the straight edges. I'm going to go round, so you repeat that. You need to, I'll start you off, going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, going to work into the corner there. I'm going to come round and I'll show you how we're going to finish off this square and tie off. Okay, so I have almost completed a square. I've done my last shell on the straightaway. I've chained 1. I'm going to now join the corner, or finish off this corner with my double crochets. Going to chain 2, 1, 2, going to slip stitch in the top there, and to yarn over, pull through. Okay, so you can see we've got our square. I'm going to chain 1, because what I'm doing, I'm going to be changing colour, but I won't be doing the border just at this stage. I'm going to be, this project be doing the borders at a later stage, so I'm just going to chain 1. I'm going to get my scissors. I'm going to just leave a bit of a tail. I'm going to pull through, and I'm going to tighten that up. Now at some stage I will sew in the end, but I won't sew in that end now because the shape will go a bit weird, but I will, this one we can actually, because I've sewn that in all the way around that ring, we can actually just snip off close there. We don't have a knot. It's the beauty of the first round. You can sew in your ends, and that is our granny square. Now what I will be doing to make sure they're all uniform size and shape, I'll be blocking them on my blocking board. In another video I can show you how I block my squares on the blocking board. Thanks for watching. You can subscribe to my channel. This is my first video, but I'm going to be making some more. Thank you.